I wonder if you can tell me what changes you think Learning Futures is going to have in your school and what early signs of impact the programme is having.
Sure. At the minute, we're hoping it's going to do two things. One is it's going to help us introduce new pedagogies, but also, and I'm not sure if it's more important or not, we're coming to that, is it's helping us isolate conditions for creating innovations across a trust, because we work with a range of schools. And so within the trust, how do we innovate together?
I think Learning Futures, the project we're involved in, I think it will move our learners on the journey in terms of developing their independent learning skills, becoming independent learners, more autonomous in their learning. And I think we'll learn from the other projects in the Learning Futures community as well.
The Learning Futures project is aimed at giving students choice in their learning, and I think that the first thing is to really engage and motivate the students in their learning. And so that's the first. I mean, we do lots of things to engage and motivate the students in their learning, but Learning Futures is just adding another dimension to that. And the early signs from the Learning Futures project so far is that students are really enjoying it and that it is working and engaging them. But it's more than just engaging the students in their learning. It's actually about helping them to take responsibility for their learning. And again, we do lots of things to help them take responsibility for their learning, but this is really just emphasising that so much more by the way that we're structuring it, so that they really understand that they can be in charge of their learning completely, and that they have the tools, they have the resources, and they can build the skills. And to really understand that process for themselves, that learning process, and where they sit within the learning process, and what they need to develop in order to become better learners and to really maximise their progress at school, maximise their opportunities for the future.
So what impact is Learning Futures already having on your school?
I think our kids are already becoming more engaged. It's really quite interesting, the Project Wednesday idea, where kids for the first time are beginning to choose where and when and how they learn. So for our kids, having choice about whether to stay in school and learn or to choose to go out of school, or maybe to do that learning at a different time, completely new to them, very novel experience to them. I think already our teachers are reflecting on their own practice. We're learning how to manage the extended inquiry classroom better, and we're learning new and different ways of assessing progress in inquiries, I think. So it's already having an impact in that respect.
It is very early days yet. I mean, the biggest change really at the moment, and I think the biggest kind of development it's happening, is that it's really developing the ethos in the school and the engagement of staff in innovation. And I think, the school's always been a very kind of innovative environment, but I think that this has really given a focus to all that kind of innovation energy within the school, and it's really kind of moving that forward and giving it some direction. And I think that's making a big difference. The other thing really is action research, and it's really helping us to develop like a community of action researchers amongst the staff. And we're using this action research to look into our Learning Futures innovations in more detail, and evaluate them and feed the findings of the research back into the project, so we can kind of close the loop, as it were, and move forward in that way.
Some of the work hits around intellectual capacity and intellectual understanding and shared understanding, not just amongst the staff but also amongst the students, in being able to create a language which is still in its early stages. But some of the work has been around looking at relationships between learners and teachers as facilitators, and is just starting to do students facilitating learning with parents.
If you could change anything about the education system in this country, what would it be?
It'd be great if we could stop trying to quantify every aspect of the human experience. At the minute, if it doesn't go down to a number, then it's not all that important. And it'd be great if we can put some humanity back into education.
I think the curriculum has already changed, national curriculum has already changed, and is more focused on skills and attitudes. I think it's necessary. But still, the assessment system and Ofsted value the development of those skills and attitudes in our learners, I think teachers will still focus on content. And until we change from kind of very blunt measurement instruments looking at to kind of almost league table schools such as 5 8-Cs, including English and maths. Yes, that's important, we know, but unless we value other things as well, we won't really kind of shift education towards creating the type of learners we want for the 21st century.